In the last class, we have seen these two, that is nothing but your capillarity. So these are the two formulas for finding capillarity, rise or capillary depression. Okay, so H equal to 4 sigma by rho GD. This is rho, this is not P, remember that, density. H equal to 4 sigma cos theta by rho GD for mercury. Here it is depression, right? So we have done some problems on this, I think, last class. Okay. Next, we have seen the properties of fluids such as compressibility as well as bulk modulus. So these two also we have seen in the last class. So bulk modulus is the ratio of compressive stress to the volumetric strain, and the formula K equal to dP, change in pressure to the change in volume to the original volume. So this is the formula which we have used for solving the problems. Right. So these are the three problems. Two I think I have solved. One I said you to solve here. Second problem. Okay. Vapor pressure also we have seen in the last class. Cavitation. How cavitation is found because of the vapor pressure we have seen. What happens to these parts because of the cavitation we have seen. The material get eroded here because of the blasting of the vapor bubbles or vapor pressure. Right. After that we have seen the dimensions and units. So how to calculate these dimensions? If you know the units, it is very easy to calculate these dimensions. Right. So that also we have seen, and we have seen this tabular column. Okay. The last topic of the first unit will be this one, measurement of pressure. This is the last topic of your first unit. So what till now we have seen pressure, how we calculate pressure in the static fluid, that is P is equals to rho GH. Similarly, we are going to find the pressure measurements instruments which are going to use. Right. If you see the how the pressure is measured in our lab, we have seen already manometer we have seen, which is connected to our orifice meter, Rentgen meters that we have seen. And there are two types of pressure measuring instruments. Those are manometers and mechanical gauges are also available. But in our syllabus, we have only manometers. To study about the manometers only we have, right? So first, what is a manometer? We need to know. So it is defined as the device which is used for measuring the pressure at a point in the fluid by balancing the column of fluid. So this is the column of fluid, means nothing but in manometer you are seeing the mercury heights. So that is called column. Height of the fluid in that columns is called, in that tubes is called column. So balancing the column of the fluid by the same or another column of fluid, right? Sometimes we will use the same fluid for the column. If it is a simple piezometer, we will use only water. And if it is differential manometers, we have two different fluids. One is a flowing fluid and the other one is a manometric fluid. Okay, so manometer is a device used for measuring the pressures at a point in the fluid by balancing the column of the fluid by the same or another column of the fluid. So this is the definition for your manometer. Okay. Similarly, we have mechanical gauges. Here also what happens, instead of seeing this column of fluids, we'll balance it by weight or some springs. By balancing the spring or dead weight, these instruments or these devices will work, mechanical gauges. Okay. So in manometers, again, we have three types. So in manometers, we have three types. The simple manometer, generally, that is first one is piezometer, U-tube manometer, U, symbol U, not YOU. Remember that, U-tube manometer and single column manometer. So while coming to simple manometers, it is just a glass tube. Let's see here, a simple manometer consists of a glass tube having one of its end connected to a point where the pressure is to be measured and other end remains open to the atmosphere. Suppose if you see this is a pipe, we are seeing the cross-sectional area of the pipe. This is not a circular ball, it is the cross-sectional of a pipe. So what we are doing, we are making a small hole to the pipe and we are connecting this tube there, L-shaped tube. Okay. So here, this is the height of the fluid. When we connect this tube, L-shaped tube to this pipe, the water flows into this tube. So where we will get your H, how much H is there? By using this H, we are going to find the pressure. So we are going to use the formula. Already we have seen the last before classes, that is P is equals to rho GH. Okay. So this is the formula P, capital P, pressure in this tube equal to at that point, at A point, if you're saying P equal to rho GH, where rho is the density of the fluid and H is this height of the fluid in the tube. Okay. So these are the three types of simple manometers, that is piezometer, U-tube manometer, and single column manometers. Okay. Right. So these are the types of mechanical gauges. Actually, we don't have anything about this in the syllabus, but we need to know the just names of that. That is diaphragm pressure gauge, Bourdon pressure gauge, dead weight pressure gauge, and bellows pressure gauge. If time permits, I will show the diagrams of these later. Mechanical gauges, how to measure the pressure by using these mechanical gauges. Okay. So now we are going to the types of manometers. In that first one is your piezometer. So first thing is your piezometer. Piezometer is just a simplest form of manometer used for measuring the pressures. Okay, so already we have seen. So there a tube will be fixed to the pipe where we need to measure the pressure at that point, right? So one end of this manometer is connected to the point where the pressure is to be measured, and other end is open to the atmosphere like this. So this is a cross-sectional area of the pipe. So we are connecting this L-shaped pipe tube, glass tube, to the pipe where we need to find the pressure. So what happens? The water flows into the tube up to certain height. So that height is called as pressure head. How much head is there? Nothing but how much height is there. That called as pressure head. So for finding pressure, capital PP equal to pressure at that point A equal to P equal to rho G into this H. So this H is nothing but the height of the fluid, which we can see in the tube. Right. So pressure units already you know that is force per area, Newton per meter square. Remember that, force per area. Right. The rise of the liquid gives the pressure head at the point. So this is called the pressure head at that point. At point A, the height of the liquid water in the piezometer is H. So mathematically, for finding the pressure at this point PA is P suffix A equal to rho GH. So this is what piezometer gives the reading. Okay. So pressure equal to rho into G into H. Remember the formula, pressure is rho GH for the manometers. Right. So this is about your piezometer. Next, if you go for U tube manometer, just a minute. So while coming to U tube manometers, so how it looks nothing but a U-shaped tube. Already in the experiments we have seen U tube manometer, nothing but which is used for finding the pressure. Right. So this is the thing. A U-shaped tube is connected to the pipe where we need to find the pressure. So this is U tube manometer. Tube which is in the shape of U is connected to the pipe where we need to find the pressure. Right. So there are same thing, but there is small difference here is this head you can see here. So that I will tell you. Right. So first we need to know what is a U tube manometer. So it consists of a glass tube in U shape, bent in U shape, one end of which is connected to the point at which pressure is to be measured. Nothing but, so this is one end which is connected to the our pipe where we need to measure the pressure. Yes, are you able to see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this U tube is connected, one end is connected to your pipe where the pressure is to be measured. So for example, I'm taking a point B in the pipe in one place. So there PB we need to find. So pressure at point B we need to find. So we are connecting a U tube and in which we have one more fluid. That is your manometric fluid. This fluid, dark color, which you can see is your manometric fluid. And this is a fluid which is flowing in the pipe. It may be anything, water or some other oils also possible. Right. So this is the use, how you will arrange the U tube to that. So what happens, one end of which is connected to the point at which the pressure is measured, other end is remains open to the atmosphere as shown in the figure. So that we have seen here, it is open to the atmosphere. But here we will not close the valve, we should not close this tube. Okay. So U tube manometer for gauge pressure. Already I said gauge pressure is nothing but pressure above your atmospheric pressure. Okay. So let us see the first figure. If you see here, this figure is nothing but for gauge pressure. So what happening here, as the fluid is flowing in this, because of this water, it pushes the manometric fluid here. This water pushes the manometric fluid. So you'll get two readings in this. So H1 is the reading above here in the left limb. H2 is the reading in the right limb. Already we know what is this H1 and H2. Okay. So for gauge pressure. So what we will do, we'll take. Right, remember one thing here, one small mistake is there in this figure. This manometric fluid starts from here. Just see the image here. This manometric fluid will not be here. It will start from here. This datum line AA, where it is there, there you can see this manometric fluid, not here. Here up to this datum line, you will have your H1 as water only. This fluid which is there. This small mistake is there. Okay. So what we will see. I think we have some other image. Okay, no problem. So what we can see, let AA be the datum line, nothing but we are considering one datum line where we have the left limb where we have your this position where the manometric fluid starts here. So here you will take a datum line AA here. Okay, please remember here one mistake is there. Here up to this datum line, water will be there. Below the datum line, you'll have mercury full up to here. Right. So what we will do, let A be the datum line and B is the point at which pressure is to be measured. So where we are measuring here at this point, that is noted as B here for me. Okay. So the value of P to be measured there at the B point. So now what we need to do, we need to take the column readings for the left limb separately and for the right limb separately. So the pressure above datum line in the left column. So if you see the left column, what we have, left column above the datum line, nothing but above this, we have some height of this fluid in the tube. So that is H1. This is fully water. Please remember H1. So what is the pressure for this fluid is rho G H1. Rho G H1 is the pressure in the left tube above the datum line. Plus we have the pressure of this water also. So nothing but pressure of this point PP. So what you will get, see this here, the pressure above AA in the left column is, this is the pressure in the pipe flowing P plus pressure due to the manometric fluid, nothing but the head pressure in the tube of the left limb. So P1 rho rho 1 G H1. So in the left column we have two pressures. Here one is the pressure inside the flowing fluid and the pressure created because of this column H1. Right? So because of the column H1, already we know that is rho G H1. Formula for finding the column head's pressure, that is P equal to rho G H1. So two pressures we have in the left limb, that is P plus rho 1 G H1 gives your pressures in the left limb. Similarly, if you go for the right limb, here above the datum line, if you see, only one fluid is there, that is your manometric fluid. So let us take this as density M, rho M. So what is the pressure created because of this is rho GH is a common formula. So rho is nothing but density of this manometric fluid. So rho M or rho 2 you can take here. Density 2 into G into what is height of the fluid in the tube is H2 above the datum line. So in the right limb, what you will get? You'll get only one pressure, that is density of mercury rho 2 into G into H2. So these are the two pressures which you have seen above the datum line. Right? If you see at the datum line, always both pressures will be equal in the limbs. So hence, equating the two pressures, nothing but pressure above the datum line in the left column should be equal to the pressure above the datum line in the right limb. So we need to equate both this. You'll get P plus rho 1 GH1 is your left limb reading is equals to rho 2 GH2 is your right limb reading. So both should be equated. So from this, you can find P. So P equal to rho 2 GH2 minus rho 1 GH1. So if you need to find the pressure in the tube, this pipe, we need to use this equation. P equal to rho 2 GH2 minus rho 1 GH1. So that is the pressure inside the tube, right? So P equal to rho GH, you need to remember for this. Yes, any doubt? Right. So that is for your gauge pressure, nothing but above atmospheric pressure. You are measuring the pressure by using this manometer. Similarly, for vacuum also we can use here. So what happens in the vacuum case? The datum line will be like this. So here above in the right limb, above the datum line, we cannot see any liquid. So that is nothing but it is always the datum should be below your atmospheric pressure. So in this way it will look for vacuum pressures. Right. So for measuring vacuum pressure, the level of heavy liquid in the manometer will be shown. Okay. So pressure above AA. Again, we have to take where the lowest level of manometer reading is there. There you will take your datum line as AA. Right. So again, same concept you will use. Pressure above the datum line in the left limb should be equated to the pressure above the datum line in the right limb. Suppose if you see the right limb, is there anything here? No fluids above the datum line. So the pressure above this is 0 here. In the vacuum, pressure is 0. This column, right limb column, we have pressure as 0. So what you'll get? The pressure head in the right column above the datum line is equal to 0. Since we don't have any fluid here, it is 0. Suppose if you have any fluid here like this, you'll get that term here. Right. Now check for this one. Left limb, if you want, what you'll do? Pressure above AA in the left column, if you see left side. So what we have two heights of, one as mercury height is there, one as water height is there. So both pressures will get. So first what we have pressure in the tube or pressure in the pipe flowing fluid. So that is this term P. That is unknown. So we need to write that pressure P. First here P. Next pressure because of this height. So what is this fluid? This is the fluid flowing in the pipe. So that is taken as rho 1. So that is rho 1 G. What is the height of the fluid in the tube is H1. So rho 1 G H1 is this pressure created because of this head. Next we have mercury, this manometric fluid. So what is the pressure created because of this is rho 2 G H2. So these are the three terms we'll get in your left column above your datum line, right? Any doubt here, please? Ask me if you have any doubt here. Okay. Next, what we'll know? We know that at the datum, both left column pressure and the right column pressure will be equal. So equate that two. So what you'll get in the left column, rho 2 GH2 plus rho 1 GH1 plus P of the left column pressures is equal to right column pressure, which is 0. Then you'll get P equal to minus of rho 2 GH2 plus rho 1 GH1. Since it is vacuum pressure, it will be always below your atmospheric pressure only, right? So that's why you'll get minus here if it is a vacuum pressure. Okay. Yes, any doubt here? Please inform me. Anyone? Okay. So after that, we have your differential manometers. Before going to that, we'll solve one or two problems on this just manometer, YouTube manometer. Later, we'll go for your differential manometers. Okay. Let's hold on. Okay. Right. So take the first problem. Please copy the first column. Randomly, I will ask someone to show their notes. Take the first column. Keep your calcs also with you. Okay, copy the problem. Are you able to see the problem clearly? Question? Yes, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Please copy it. So what is given here? The right limb of simple YouTube manometer. It is not differential manometer. If it is a differential manometer, he will mention here. So remember, it is just a YouTube manometer because one side will be open to atmosphere. The right limb of a simple YouTube manometer containing mercury. So manometric fluid is mercury, is open to atmosphere. While the left limb is connected to a pipe in which a fluid of specific gravity 0.9 is flowing. So in a pipe, a fluid is flowing. Which fluid we don't know, whose specific gravity is as 0.9 is given. So first we need to find the density of that fluid, because to find the pressure we need rho GH. Rho is nothing but density. So by using this specific gravity, first to find the density. Since it is a fluid, density becomes 0.9 into 1000. 900 becomes your density of the fluid flowing in the pipe. Okay. Next, the center of the pipe is 12 centimeter below the left of mercury in the right limb. Find the pressure of the fluid in the pipe if the difference in mercury level in the two limbs is 20 centimeter. Okay, so what is telling? First, we need to know the figure. How it looks, we need to remember like this. So this is your figure. So it is connected to a YouTube manometer and he's telling these two readings in terms of words that you need to understand. So what is telling? The center of the pipe is 12 centimeters below the level of mercury in the right limb. So I'm showing the figure to understand. See here. So this is a pipe where we are connecting your YouTube manometer. So what is telling? This center of the pipe, this one, center of the pipe is at a height of 12 centimeters below the mercury level in the right limb. So the mercury level below 12 centimeters, we are having this pipe. So that is the meaning here. Okay, sometimes in problems, he will give the diagram. Otherwise, we need to draw by taking this as your reference. Here he is telling the center of the pipe is 12 centimeters below the level of mercury in the right limb. So this is the point. This point P is 12 centimeters below the right limb reading of manometer. Next, find the pressure of the fluid in the pipe if the difference in mercury level in the two limbs is 20 centimeters. So what he said, the difference is 20 centimeters, this difference. So these heights should be 20 centimeters. Right? So please copy the question first. If you finish the question, draw the diagram also. Inform me if you have finished writing the question. Okay, after writing the question, please draw the diagram. Okay, this basic figure you need to remember first. After that, by seeing the question, you need to draw. Sometimes he may not give in the problem, so better remember the procedure to draw the figure. Okay, draw the figure. I'm showing here. Okay, I said there is a mistake in the PPT. No, that is this one. So here, if you see, we should have only this fluid here. There, but what is there in our PPT? You see here. Here it is showing mercury here. It is wrong here. Up to here, the flowing fluid should be there if it is a gauge pressure. Okay, that's what I said there. So like this, it should be like this. So there H1 he gave this term, but here he is giving this term. That is the difference. But what we need this one only to find the pressure in this limb above the datum line. We want this value. So what is the value here? Can anyone tell? What is the height here in the left limb? What is the height here in the left limb?
8, sir.
8. Since it is total is 20, 20 minus 12 if you do, you will get this remaining length here, 8 centimeter. Okay. That you can show in a figure also. Show the 8 centimeter here. That is 20 minus 12. Here I have written, see here, H1. Right. After drawing the figure, now take the given data, what he gave in the problem. So first thing he gave is, it is specific gravity of the fluid. So given data, the specific gravity of the fluid is S1. Here why I wrote S1? Because we have one more fluid also, that is mercury. Okay, so remember that. So S1 equal to 0.9. Specific gravity 0.9. We don't have any units for specific gravity. Next, this is ρ1, not E1. Symbol you write properly, rho. ρ1 equal to specific gravity into 1000. Specific gravity into 1000, that is 900 kg per meter cube. You can write here. Density of the flowing fluid. Density of the fluid, ρ1 equal to 900 kg per meter cube. Right. Next, what he gave? He gave the readings here, H1 and H2. Before that, find the density of mercury also. So what is the flowing, what is this fluid here? Mercury. He said here, right? The level of mercury. So the other fluid is mercury. So density, specific gravity of mercury is 13.6. Specific gravity of mercury is 13.6. Then find density ρ2 or ρm you can use. S2 I have used, so use ρ2. So ρ2 equal to 13.6 into 1000 is 13,600 kg per meter cube. So see here we are writing densities in meter cubes. So we need to take this length H1 and H2 also in meters. Okay, remember that. Either keep all the things in centimeters or all the things in meters. Okay, I am taking all the things in meters only. So what we need two readings in the YouTube, that is above your datum line. Above the datum line, what is this reading you need? H1. Above the datum line in the right limb, it is your H2. So that two values we need. So already H2 is given. So H1 is nothing but this difference, 20 minus 12. So 20 minus 12 is 8 centimeter in meters into 10 power minus 2. 1 centimeter equal to 10 power minus 2 meter. So you can write 0.08 meter. Right. So H2 is 20 centimeter. So 20 into 10 power minus 2 is 0.2 meter. So these are the given data to us. Okay. Next, what we need to find? We need to find the pressure of the fluid in the pipe. So we need to find this P value. Right. So just see the diagram here. Now I'm telling orally, just see. After that, I'll show the answer. So what we know, first we need to find the pressure above the datum line. This is the datum line where the mercury level is started. Right. So take it as AA. So this datum line is this. So the pressure in the left limb above the datum line. So this is the thing. So how many pressures are there above the datum line in the left limb? Yes, how many pressures are there here? Anybody?
No, sir.
On liquid pressure.
We have two pressures. That is nothing but P, which we need to find, and one pressure, the head of the water is there here. So how much is, what is the formula to calculate this pressure in this head? What is the formula for calculating the pressure of this head? This length water is there or some fluid is there. What is the formula to find the pressure? P equal to, general formula, P equal to rho GH. Already I have shown, no, for manometers, what is the value? This one. P is equals to rho GH for this head. How much head is there? That pressure. right? So here similarly, this is the pressure of this water or some fluid available here. So that pressure is rho 1, since the fluid which you are taking is rho 1. So rho 1 G H1 is the height. So in the left limb, what we have, write on there, the pressure in the left limb, please write on everybody, the pressure in the left limb above the datum line. The pressure in the left limb, LIMB, the pressure in the left limb above the datum line is equals to the pressure in the left limb above the datum line is equals to first P. Next what we have? We have these fluids head. So P plus rho 1 G H1. Right, I wrote here. Directly I wrote, I think. Right, this is the thing. So P plus rho 1 G H1 is the pressure in the left limb above your datum line. Write on that as separate point here. Pressure in the left limb above the datum line is equals to P plus rho 1 G H1. Okay, no need to substitute anything now. Just keep it as like this only. P plus rho 1 G H1. Next, write on pressure in the right limb. Pressure in the right limb above the datum line is equals to pressure in the right limb above the datum line is equals to. So above the datum line, if you see in the right side, we have only one fluid, that is mercury. So that height is given H. So again use the same formula rho G H, but here rho becomes rho 2, density of this mercury rho 2 G H2. So what we have only one pressure, that is this. Pressure in the right limb is rho 2 G H2. After writing the 2 points, you need to write this. Right, please join immediately after 10 minutes again. So now equate the pressures above the datum line. Equate the pressures above the datum line. What we get? We get this equation now. Because already in the left limb we got this, right limb we got this pressure. So both we need to equate. Equate the pressures above the datum line. Okay, we get P plus rho 1 GH1 equal to rho 2 GH2. So now I think we have all the terms here. Just substitute these values. And if you want P, we'll send this term here. So it becomes P equal to rho 2 GH2 minus rho 1 GH1. So find the value of P, calculate it. Find the value of P. $364, Avinash.
Sir, doing, sir.
Go and tell the answer.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay, so this is your answer. After substituting all the values, you'll get P equal to 25,977 Newton per meter square. Okay, you can keep like this, or if you need in centimeters, you can use this. No problem. You can keep in meters only. Okay. Yes, if you have any doubt in this problem, please ask now only.
సేమ్ ఆన్సర్ వచ్చింది సార్.
Okay. Right, if you have copied this, inform me. I will go for the next problem. Right, those who have completed, they can copy the second question here. Again, same on simple YouTube manometer. So in from first unit, mostly if they want to ask the long answers, long problems, they'll ask from these only. These are basic things, but in differential manometer, you'll get a little bit bigger problems. Okay, please concentrate here. From first unit, essay will be like from this topic only mostly. Right. So a simple YouTube manometer containing again same manometer fluid as mercury is connected to a pipe in which a specific gravity of 0.8 and having vacuum pressure is flowing. So remember this term here, what is mentioned here, vacuum pressure. So for vacuum pressure, I already shown you in the right side of the, in the right limb, above the datum line, we don't have any fluid for vacuum pressures. Remember that. If you have doubt, I have already shown the figure here. Remember here, see here. For vacuum pressures, above the datum line, we will not have any pressure here. Okay, so that thing you need to remember for solving this problem. If you have vacuum pressure, that is the thing you need to know, right? So the other end of the manometer is open to atmosphere. Okay, so find the vacuum pressure in the pipe if the difference of mercury level in the two limbs is 40 centimeters. So he gave the difference in the mercury level is 40 centimeter and height of the fluid in the left limb from the center of the pipe is 15 centimeter. Height of the fluid in the left from the center of the pipe is 15 centimeter. Okay. So first what we'll do, we'll draw the diagram of this. First write the question, sorry. Right, if you copy the question, please draw the drawing. Right, so it looks like this. So what he said that it is vacuum pressure. So right side we should not have any manometric fluid. So this becomes your datum line. So from the datum line, manometric fluid is there. So what he said that the difference in the manometric fluid is 40, and he said that the center of the pipe is 15 centimeters from this here. Last point, if you see, the height of the fluid in the left from the center of the pipe is 15 centimeter below. So from the center of the pipe, the water in this pipe is only 15 centimeter below. Okay, so this is the H value of this. water in the pipe. Next, this is the difference of the mercury level from here to here. So here, this is the mercury manometric fluid, and this is the fluid which is flowing in the pipe. Okay, please draw the diagram. Right. So after drawing the diagram, please now write down the given data. Write the given data. So the specific gravity of the fluid is given as 0.8. So the density of fluid rho 1. Don't write E1. Write rho 1. Rho 1 equal to 800 kg per meter cube. Right. Please join immediately. Within 1 minute, it will stop the meeting. Again, join immediately. Next, manometric fluid is mercury again. So S2, then specific gravity is 13.6. So density becomes 13,600 kg per meter cube. Right, after doing this given data, what we need to do? We need to take again the same thing. The pressure in the left limb above the datum line. Pressure in the left limb above the datum line. So see here how many pressures will be there. Right. Anyway, the meeting will stop now. Please join immediately. We'll continue the problem there.